Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know, I just got back from a trip from Italy just less than 2 weeks ago. And I wanted to do something kind of surrounding my trip for you guys. And when I was thinking of different ideas for the video, my husband's family was like, you should film a makeup tutorial in front of the Colosseum. And while that would have been awesome, that definitely was not the best environment to film in. I will say that. So when I was kind of brainstorming different ideas, I thought that it would be kind of cool to try out some makeup from Italy. So while I was there, I went into a couple of pharmacias and was just kind of striking out. My idea was that I'd find this like Italian CVS or Walgreens, go in there, snag a bunch of different stuff from a bunch of different brands, and just create a makeup look. That is not what happened. So I went into like 3 pharmacias and they only had one brand of makeup. I'm not even sure what brand it was. And everything was just kind of like meh. Like, oh, okay, yeah, that's okay. Not like, wow, this product is awesome. No. So, and it was kind of expensive. So I was like, I don't want to buy like 3 things to put into my video. So I kept looking, and finally I came across a store called Kiko, which I have heard of Kiko makeup before. So I was like, I don't know, I don't really want to do a brand that some people may have heard of. But the more I kept looking, these Kiko stores kept popping up. So I finally went into one, and I would say it's very similar to like NYX from the US. So I went in there and I was like, why didn't I go in here sooner? It was awesome. So I went in there, I got a bag of stuff. I spent 61 euros, which is less than 70 US dollars. So I bought almost a full face of stuff for less than $70. So that's pretty good in my opinion. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I created this look that I'm wearing right now and how these products wear and my personal opinion on them, then just keep watching. Also, I wanted to point out that I am wearing a shirt from Italy, and it is a Mona Lisa dab shirt. Alright, you guys, my skin is primed. I have no makeup on. I just did my primer because I did not get one at the store. So the first product that I'm going to go in with is the Full Coverage 2-in-1 Foundation and Concealer. This is in the shade N25. So if you guys have seen my videos before, you know that I like a full coverage look. This is what it looks like. I like neutral tone foundations, and I got the 2-in-1 so that I didn't have to buy a concealer as well. So we're just gonna go ahead and apply this. It looks slightly dark, but we will see. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and use a damp beauty blender to blend this out. So the shade actually looks pretty good once it's blended out. Upon first blend out, I would not say that it's full coverage, but it's probably buildable, so we'll go ahead and test that out. It looks like it's like a natural finish. Could be slightly more on the natural to matte because I did use a radiant primer, so that's probably shining through a little bit. But it's a light formula and it blended out really easily. So, alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and go in and treat this kind of like a concealer now. I know it's kind of dark for under the eyes, but it's what we got. And then I'm just going over those areas that may need a little bit more coverage. I guess second layer. Okay, so yeah, that does add a little bit more coverage. It's definitely not the fullest coverage. I would say it's buildable though. And it really just blends out very nicely, I will say that. Okay, well that's good. I am not going to go in. I grabbed a concealer just in case I wanted to do that, but I think I will just use this. Doesn't look too dark under the eye. So one thing that I did realize that I forgot to purchase is a powder, like an all-over face powder. So I just grabbed a couple of mine to use on top. So I'm just going to go in with the Ciate translucent powder under my eyes and in kind of like my T-zone, and that'll help brighten up a little bit. And then I'm just going to go in with my CoverGirl True Blend press powder all over my face. I'm just going to fast forward that. Okay, so just a closer look at what that looks like. It actually blended out very nicely. None of the foundation lifted when I applied the powder, which some of them do. So just a note for that, that it still looks pretty good. So it does look quite matte now, though, I will say that. So it's probably like a matte to natural finish. And then once you set it down, it's like fully matte. So next I got the Smart Eyes and Face Palette. And this is in the shade 1. So I got this because it's bronzer, blush, and eyeshadow. So this is what it looks like. They did have a few other color stories, but I chose this one because it's kind of like the closest to my skin tone, so I thought that that would be a good one to start with. So I'm just going to go ahead and go in with the bronzer in the palette. A lot of kickback, but that's a nice color. That's like a perfect color for me. And it, again, is blending out very easily. So I actually went back into the store later with my mother-in-law because she had been looking for a particular shade of eyeliner. So I went back in there because I saw a couple that were close to what she was looking for. And then I saw they had like a whole bronzer section, and some of their like single bronzer compacts were beautiful. So I'm guessing that they had some pretty good bronzers. They had some awesome shades, and the packaging was really nice on them. So as you can see, this is giving me like some good color, but like natural looking. Like, I like it. It does have a lot of powder though, so just do it over a table. Throw a little nose contour on. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I like it. Alright, so next I'm going to go in with the blush in the palette. The blush is very pink and it does have some shimmer in it. So I'm interested to see how this will pick up. Okay, so it looks like it picked up quite a bit, so I'm just going to brush off the excess there. And yeah, that has good color pigment. And the shimmer, it turns into more of like a sheeny finish rather than like glitter chunks. So you guys can see the difference. So it blends out nicely. It's not like my go-to everyday blush. But I mean, think about it, this is included in the palette, so it's pretty good. Alright, so that is quite pigmented actually. And you can see it gives you like a sheen. You can see the reflex. Yeah, so far so good. So one thing that I did not see when I was there, which I'm sure they have and I just missed it, was highlight. So I actually picked up an eyeshadow that I think I can use as an eyeshadow and highlight, and it is the water eyeshadow in the shade 208. So we're just going to try it. So it comes in this little cute little black packaging, and this is what it looks like. It's like a molten gold, awesome like stamp print, 3D. So we're just gonna try this. It might be slightly dark for my skin tone, but we'll give her a whirl. It's a little dark, but you can see that it's a highlight, that's for sure. Oh yeah. So I think with like a tan I could pull this off. You know, actually it doesn't look too bad. We're gonna rock it. It's definitely like one of those wet looking highlights. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, but when you look straight on, it doesn't look like anything. But then like you turn and the light hits it and it's like bam. So, definitely can use the highlights or the eyeshadows as highlights. And they did have a few different shades of these water eyeshadows. Oh, so it says you can use this wet or dry. So that's kind of cool. So if you want more of like a bam look, you can wet your brush or even like spray your face with setting spray and then go in and apply that. So that is going to be my next step. I'm just going to go in with the NYX Dewy Finish setting spray and just do a spray all over my face because that's usually what I do before I go in with my eyes. Set everything down and bring a little bit of like that dewy finish back in to my dry and now mattified skin. So we'll go ahead and jump into the eye look. So I'm going in with that same face palette. And I'm actually going to use the bronzer as my transition shade. And run that all over my upper crease and brow bone area. Okay. Then I'm going to go in with the shade next to it. Just slightly deeper and slightly warmer. We'll control that a little bit more to the crease area. The palette has 4 matte shades and 4 shimmer shades. So I really want to use the wet eyeshadow on my eyelid. However, I do want to see how the shimmers in the palette perform. So I'm going to go in with those first, and then if we want a little more impact, we'll use the water eyeshadow because we already see how blinding that is. So next I'm going to go in with the shade next to that. This is a little bit more of a taupey shade, and we're just going to apply that on the outer corner. So we're not going to do anything too crazy with the eye look today. I just kind of want to see how these products last, how they blend. They blend out beautifully so far. And they do have pretty good pigment as well. Next we are going to kind of mix the two shades here. One's just like a deeper taupe and one's more of like a mauvey purple. And we're just going to keep deepening out the outer corner. Oh, we got a little bit of fallout happening here, which could have been happening with the lighter colors. It's just easier to notice with darker shades. So these deeper shades aren't quite as pigmented, I will say. So this look is going to be slightly softer than I was thinking it was going to be. But that's okay because it is daytime. And I am running errands after this. So next I'm going to go in with a pencil brush and just mix the two middle shades together and run that on my lower lash line. That one's quite dark, actually. Maybe I just used a bad brush for the last two. So we'll go back into those. Oh yeah. Just about. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my duo fiber brush. Just wipe away any fallout. And then I'm just going to go back in with a blender brush and just kind of mesh that all together. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a shimmer shade. And I think I'm going to go in with like the pinkier shade next to the bronzer. And I am just going to use a concealer brush to apply this at first. Wow. That is way more pigmented than I thought it was going to be. Okay, I guess once you blend it out a little bit, it's not quite as extreme. But I bet the same thing with this. You can probably wet your brush and it will intensify. Okay, so that is what things look like right now. Now I'm actually going to go back into the water eyeshadow from earlier. And I am going to, we're going to try it with our finger. we're just gonna dab that on top. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference, but it does add just a little bit more intensity. Okay. Just clean this up a little bit. It's kind of hard to apply eyeshadow to your eyelid when you have long nails, so it can get a little bit messy. So I'm going to go back in with our crease brush and just blend that together. Okay, so I actually didn't get any brow products there, so I'm just going to go ahead and go in with my NYX Micro Brow Pencil and the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, and then I'll be back to finish my eyes. Alright, you guys, I'm back. I have my brows on, ready to go. So the next item that I want to go in with is it's Intense Color Long Lasting Eyeliner, and this is in the shade 16, which is just black. Because that's what I did. Oh, it actually has a smudger on the end. Cool. Okay, so I don't usually use eyeliners like this, but I thought this would be a good one to get because I can like smudge it out on my upper lash line, and then I can put it in my waterline and test it out for both. So I'm going to very carefully apply this. Okay, so I am going to use one of my pencils to blend that out, but you could easily use the smudger that they give you. Okay, so I just went in with this little eyeliner brush by Crown Brushes to just kind of blend that out and make it a little bit smoother of a line because it was kind of... So, just did that. And then now I'm going to put this in my lower lash line, like waterline area. Okay, so it went in nice and easily, so we'll see. I'm just going to repeat the same steps on the opposite eye. Okay, so both eyes are done, both eyeliner on the top and bottom. So we're going to go ahead and go in with this mascara I got, and this is the Long Eyes Plus Active Mascara. Not quite sure what the difference is between all of them. They had very similar names, so I just went in with one that has a brush that I like. It's like a signature Andrea brush. So we will curl our lash. Okay, so my lashes are curled. So I'll just go ahead and go in with this mascara. Okay, so first impression, it's not like a wow mascara. It's just kind of like regular old mascara. Doesn't really do anything special for my lashes. I don't feel like I have Long Eyes Plus, so I'm just going to apply the rest and we'll look at the finished product of the mascara. Okay, so this is the mascara finished. I did go ahead and go in with a second coat on the upper lashes. I don't think it really did anything though, to be honest. I have just kind of like bleh lashes, so whenever a mascara actually does something for them, I'm like, give me 5 of them. But this is just kind of meh, just kind of like a regular mascara, nothing standoutish about it. So I am going to go ahead and do a little inner eye highlight and brow bone highlight with the face palette. I'm just going to go back into that pinky shade, the shimmery one that we first applied. And just do a little inner corner highlight and then just pop a little under the, ooh, it's pigmented up there, under my brow arch. So, all right, now we're gonna move on to the final thing, which is lips. So, I didn't get a lip liner, but I did get a color of lipstick that I think that I will really like. And I got the Unlimited Stylo Rouge in the shade 04. And the thing I like about their packaging for the lipsticks is they have a little swatch of the shade on the bullet itself. So, one thing that kind of stinks about this packaging though is it's rounded on both ends, so it won't like sit on your desk very neatly. You'll have to put it like in something or lay it on its side. But, so it's just a deep plummy mauve color. And I did find a lip liner in my collection that I think is very close to it, and that is MAC Whirl. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips and then we'll put the lipstick on after. Okay, so my lips are lined, so we'll go ahead and go in with the lipstick. Ooh, it's very creamy. It's much softer than I was expecting it to be. Alright, so that's the lipstick on. So I am going to go ahead and set my face. I didn't get any like sprays or anything, just because I was traveling, so they're not the most friendly things to travel with. So I'm just gonna go in with some Urban Decay All Nighter. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished makeup look. Overall, first impression, everything from the brand blended out beautifully. You know, there was a little bit of powdery kick up in the face palette, but everything blended so beautifully that whatever, who cares, you know? I feel like the shades that I chose for myself are very complementary to my skin tone. Nothing really looks like too fake or too much. The lips are a little dramatic for daytime, and the outer corner and lower lash line are a little dramatic for daytime, but I think you could definitely get away with this look for daytime. So I'm very happy with my results. The only thing that I would say is the foundation plus concealer is definitely not full coverage. Well, not the full coverage that I'm used to at least, and I'm like a full coverage queen. But it does offer very good coverage. You can still see like a little bit of, you know, like hyperpigmentation popping through, but it's very minimal. So I'm gonna go ahead and wear this throughout the day. It's really going to get tested because I'm going to be running errands and then working out in the yard, and it's like at least 80 degrees right now. So it'll be a warm one, but I will check back in with you guys to give you my final results. Alright you guys, I wanted to do a quick check-in. It's been about 3 hours since I completed all of my makeup, and things are looking really good. I did run out and get some groceries, run some errands around town, and I had an iced coffee, and I have not touched up anything. So the lipstick itself actually, even though it's a bullet tube lipstick, it actually dries down like it's a liquid lipstick. So remember when I was applying it, I was like, wow, that's really creamy. It's almost like a really creamy formula that dries down matte and stays. Like, look at how well it's lasted, and that's, I had an iced coffee and like a bite of a granola bar, so not really much food, but still. And it's been 3 hours, and I've been in and out of, like, inside, outside, in the car, and it still looks this good. So I have noticed that the foundation has a little bit of wear. Some of like my imperfections are starting to come out a little bit, but like I said, I don't think it's a true full coverage foundation plus concealer. So I would consider it more like medium to buildable, but not really like full coverage right out the gate. But other than that, everything still looks really good. You can see like that beaming eyeshadow highlight right there. The face highlight, which is actually the eyeshadow, looks really good. So just like a little bit of minor wear on the foundation, but everything else is holding up really, really well. So I'll go ahead and do another check-in in a couple of hours, but I'm actually gonna go outside now and do yard work in very warm temperatures, so things will really be put to the test. But so far, everything looks really good, and it's 2 thumbs up for me at this point. So I'll see you in a little bit. All right, you guys, I'm here for my final check-in. It's been about 7 hours since I finished my makeup, and I am sold. This looks so good still. I have a little bit of butthole lips going on, but I have not touched this lipstick. I have not added any more. I haven't done anything to it since 7 hours ago. And this is just like the wear away. I could easily touch it up and be good to go, but we're not going to. But I just wanted you guys to see what this looks like without any touch-ups, nothing. So the only product that I would say wasn't like awesome was the full coverage 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. And that's just because, one, it claims to be full coverage, but in my personal opinion, it wasn't. It was definitely medium to buildable, and is a beautiful foundation. Don't get me wrong, beautiful foundation. It's just not full coverage. But here's what it looks like up close. So it did slightly like wear away, but it didn't really like break up. It just kind of like, like floated off into the air or something. You can see my one dark spot that's like super prominent is poking through a little bit more than first application. And then I have a couple of pimples. I don't know if they'll be able to catch them on camera, like here and here, that are kind of poking through too. But like I wore sunglasses almost the whole day, and I don't have like the huge sunglasses marks, and I didn't touch up at all. This is crazy. So if you guys were thinking about purchasing any Kiko Cosmetics products, I 100% recommend it. The price point is really good, and the products were awesome. Everything I tried I liked. Even the foundation, even though it wasn't 100%, it's definitely a great product, and the person that's looking for like that medium to buildable coverage will love it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to do so because we're less than 20 people away from a giveaway, so we're really close. So be sure to subscribe, share. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.